All right, remote calculus, here we go. A little homework help video. And this first example here to help you along with homework set number 1 is talking about the power rule. I didn't write, so I just wrote power rule there. Anyway, examples, find each derivative. So this first one here, right, f of x is equal to 5x to the third minus 7x squared plus 8x minus 3. The power rule says bring down this power, multiply 3 by 5, and then it's 1 power less. So 15, 3 times 5, x to the second, minus, bring down this power, 14, 1 power less, x minus 14x, plus, this is really 8 to the first, so 8 times 1 would be 8. Then you would have x to the 0. Well, anything to the 0 power is just 1, so 8 times 1 is 8. And then minus 3, well, think of it as 3 times x to the 0. 0 times negative 3 is 0. So the derivative of any constant, because it has a constant slope, if you graphed y equals negative 3, the slope would be 0. So the derivative of any constant is 0. All right, so in example 2, we want to rewrite f of x as 7x to the negative third minus 3x to the negative second plus 7x. That's still f of x. Then I will take the derivative of that. Again, the power rule here, bring down the power. Negative 3 times 7 is a negative 21. 1 power less would be x to the negative fourth. Negative 2 times negative 3 is a positive 6. 1 power less would be to the negative third. This is x to the first. 1 times 7 is 7. Again, 1 power less would be x to the 0. Anything to the 0 power is 1. 7 times 1 is 7. That is your derivative, which I'm going to rewrite as negative 21 over x to the fourth plus 6 over x to the third plus 7. All right, let's take a look at number 3 here. So this is our first chain rule one. We don't want to have to multiply 5 minus 3x cubed by itself 4 times. So we're going to think of this as u to the fourth. This is u to the fourth. If I was taking the derivative of u to the fourth, it would be 4u to the third times the derivative of u with respect to x. So that is the game plan for my derivative. So again, this right here is u. So my derivative is going to be 4u to the 1 power less third times the derivative of this u with respect to x. Well, the derivative of this with respect to x would be, bring down the power, negative 9x squared. The derivative of 5 is 0. I just multiply 4 by negative 9x squared, and that is, oh, I made a boo-boo here. I need another 3 right there. That's to the third power. All right, that is my derivative. Let's keep going. These match up really nicely with that first homework set. So f of x is 3x squared times cosine of x. So this is our first product rule. We have two distinct, think of these as like separate little functions of x, 3x squared, a parabola, and then cosine x. Okay, product rule is derivative of this first function, we'll call it times the second, plus this first function times the derivative of the second. So derivative of this first function would be 6x, bring down the power, 6x, times the second function, which is cosine x, plus the first function, 3x squared, times the derivative of the second. Derivative of cosine is negative sine, and then I just put that negative on the outside. All right, that is my derivative. Take a look at example 5 here, our first quotient rule question. All right, quotient rule. Low d high minus high d low all over the square of what's below. All right, low would be the denominator. Okay, so quotient rule says take the denominator, multiply it by the derivative of high, derivative of the numerator. Derivative of the numerator would be 5 minus 4x minus high, which is the numerator, d low, the derivative of the denominator is just 3. The derivative of 3x is 3. All over the square of what's below. What is below? 3x minus 1, so square it. Then I'm just going to FOIL the first part here and distribute. So when you first outer inner last, you're going to get a negative 12x squared minus 15x plus, I wonder what I did there. Oh, no. Yep, I made a boo-boo. So the minus 5 is good, but that is nope, I am confusing myself here. So this is a yep, that is clearly a 15x, and then that is a positive 4x. I don't know what I was looking at, but that is now 19x, okay? Minus 15x, and then a negative times a negative is plus 6x squared. So I believe we're going to have a 4x up above plus 4x. All right, all over the square of what's below. So be careful there. Number 6, let's talk about natural log. So the derivative, this is like 2 natural log u. Let's look at this, view this as u. So the derivative of natural log is 1 over u. So 1 over u times the derivative of u with respect to x. So the derivative of 2 natural log u, 2 natural log u would be 2 times 1 over my u, which is 8x to the third, times the derivative of u with respect to x. So that's the game plan. Here it is. 2 times 1 over 8x to the third times the derivative of 8x to the third, which is 24. 3 times 8, x to the 1 power less. 2 times 24 is 48. X squared over 8x to the third. 48 over 8 is 6. X squared over x to the third is x. 6 over x. All right, example 7 here. Let's take a look. We got 3 more. You have the square root of 3x squared minus 5x, or 3x squared minus 5x to the 1/2 power. So that's like u to the 1/2 power, okay? So this is where we first learned the chain rule in class. U to the 1/2 power would be 1/2 u to the 1 power less times the derivative of u with respect to x. So that is the rough draft of my derivative. So f prime of x is 1/2 u to the 1 power less times the derivative of u with respect to x. The derivative of 3x squared minus 5x would be 6x minus 5. 6x minus 5 stays up top. 1 over 2 puts the 2 in the denominator. This to the negative 1/2 power would mean the square root of this is in the denominator. That's how that cleans up. All right, so let's take a look at 8. You have 1/3 sine of 9x. So this is like 1/3 sine of u. Well, the derivative of any sine u would be cosine u times the derivative of this u with respect to x. Oh, my goodness. So I have 1/3 cosine of u, then times the derivative of u with respect to x. The derivative of 9x would be 9. Chain rule says everything is getting its derivative taken. Okay, so 1/3 times 9 is 3, cosine 9x. 1/3 cosine u times the derivative of u with respect to x. Hey, number 9, f of x is equal to negative 2e to the x. So we're talking about e to the u. The derivative of any e to the u is e to the u times the derivative of u with respect to x. So we're going to have a negative 2e to the u times the derivative of this u with respect to x. The derivative of 4x would be 4. 4 times a negative 2 is a negative 8. E to the 4x. That should help you out with that first homework assignment. Look at this and the other videos I made for Chapter 3 in Google Classroom. This is Yak Math Videos signing out.